Hi, I'm Nikki, and thank you for tuning in to the fourth video of my beauty model series, where I'll be painting Emelda Braskov from Warhammer Quest, Cursed City, which I'll be presenting at Mechacon Omega from July 23rd through the 25th in New Orleans. Here's our model. This is Emelda Braskov. She's another one of the tanks like Brutog, and my inspiration for painting her is I want to go for Roy Mustang from Full Metal Alchemist, and I think I can pull this off with her. We're going to do blue here on the cloth. I'm going to try and keep the gloves here and the boots white. Do the armor in gold. I have a couple of yellow accents, black hair, I'm hoping I can get an East Asian type of skin tone with her. This is going to be an interesting thing for me. And we'll do brown bird, yellow beak, kind of fairly normal thing like that. But first, let's go ahead and let's kick it off with the blues right now. So I'm going to be using Talisar Blue Contrast with my trusty medium base STC brush. Let's get in here and load up the brush. Cloth is actually one of the most difficult things for me to paint with. It really is. I don't know why, but well, I mean, I kind of know why. The folds in it, especially when it's lacking in hard edges, it really kind of honestly messes with my ability to paint with it. Look at a nice blue we got here. So I do like contrast with it, but I know the contrast is not going to be 100% perfect, unfortunately. Let's see. I'm not too worried about getting the blue on the armor, since that's going to be painted over in a proper metallic yellow. Let's see. So I don't want to be too shy about the painting. She's going to be fixed right up once when that's done. So let's go ahead, let's do the leg here. And I don't want to get the satchel colored blue, but I'm actually okay with the straps because I have a nice solid yellow. I can do those in. So as long as I'm careful around the satchel, which I think if anyone is a painter knows, those are probably words to regret living by, because as soon as you start talking like that, you're going to mess it up. So far, so good. And that is a nice, rich blue we have for her. This is going to look good. Okay. Let's go ahead, let's get this blue cape on the back here. Again, forgive my voice. Haven't had the most voice training and the most voice practice, so I'm still going to probably get into some of these deep vocal tics. I know I already have. Alright, so I want to make sure that these boots remain a good white as well. So there we go. Now get the rest of this cape. There we go. All right, look at that. Loading up the brush again. And here we go. hair. Alright. Cape looks good. I gotta do the back of the legs over here. Edges of the cape. Back of the legs. Underneath the satchel. And the satchel is untouched. Whew, thankfully. Okay. Looking good. I can do a couple of highlights in Loth Blue, Lothern Blue or something like that. That would not look too bad on her. But honestly, battle ready in contrast is pretty good. And most importantly too, battle ready just means they're play ready. I don't know how many people I'm going to meet at Mechacon that are going to be concerned that, you know, I wasn't going to submit this for a golden demon. Let's see. Get this here. Here. But if you're going to be knocking me because I'm not doing this for golden demon quality, that's fine. I also knock myself for it too. I can't actually play this game without making sure my models are painted up to a snuff that I feel is very respectable at, and that makes me really try hard too much for sometimes models that just aren't worth it, like say zombies. Okay, let's see. We can do some blue underneath the arms here. This is going to be interesting. Alright. I'm actually going to switch to a smaller brush now for the arm part here. Because I do not trust myself. Anyway, so we're sticking with the Telstar Blue, but this time we're going for the Layer Small Brush. You can see the nice little tip on this. I had a little bit of gray that kind of dried on it. It's not on it still, but it's kind of discolored it a little bit. But even still, amazingly, it's preserved the tip. I want to actually show what my current small layer is from the normal hair one. And it will show why I like the STCs more, really. Excuse me a sec. Frog in throats. So, let's see. You're going to go here. Want to preserve the whiteness of the gloves. Alright. I think we're doing a good job there of that. There we go. Then we're going to come around here. Not too picky about that part. There we go. And back of the arm here. That looks good. Alright. So what's most important is making sure that I don't interfere with the glove. So now let's go ahead, let's do Emelda's right glove, right hand. And making sure I avoid the glove. Excellent. Oh, there we go. That's how it's supposed to look. That looks great. Okay, so we're going to give this blue a little bit of time to be able to dry out. And then we can probably hit the golds now. Let's go ahead and let's do that. Let's hit the golds now. I'm going to be going with Valdor Gold. Let's see. Rinse off my brush. Get my medium base brush again. And let's see, where is my Valdor? I was using that one yesterday. So this is actually going to date it to, this is the day before, the day after the Brew Talk video. Volter Gold Air. And as a reminder, I use the air paints because while I don't argue with the effectiveness of thinning your paints before you paint, I was just not good at that practice. I was always either underwatering, overwatering. I don't really work well with palettes as well. And so thinning my paints was a difficult practice for me. And I found out that air paints are essentially kind of pre-thinned paints. And so using an air paint on my brush gives me the same kind of effect as if you were working with a thinned down coat. So I can get the effect and get the benefits of a thin coat. 2 thin coats, hashtag. But I don't have to worry about under or overdoing it here. Let's see. So, go now. I think for the shade for this, because of the way that the Brewtog Gold came out when I shaded it in the Cryptek Armor shade, I'm just going to go with an Agrax Earth shade with this, or maybe even Guilliman Flesh. Something must have fell in the house. I'll check that out in a little bit. The perils of home living. Am I right, everybody? So here we go. Okay. Good gold here for this. And I can be able to get multiple coats in to be able to bring out this, take out this blue part here. Plus also after the shading, it'll really work, do a lot of work to hide that. Okay. 2 thin coats, hashtag. Tell you folks what, I'm going to go ahead and take a break, and I'm going to finish off the gold, and when we come back, we'll see what it looks like with the gold all done. Bye! Okay, and here we have the gold done. Look at that! That looks really nice. It's going to look even better when we get it shaded. Alright, so now we're going to do this fur here, the beak. I'm going to get the straps, and I'm going to try and see if we're going to be able to start on the face and the hair too, and even do the sword. So let's go ahead. First I want to start with the bird. Actually no, let's do the beak. I'm going to be using contrast iodine yellow. And let's see, I'm going to get this on my medium brush. And here it is. And over we go. Got a lot going on here. Also, I shouldn't be afraid of it because this is going to be an example of me building up from light to dark as I put the lighter iodine into some of the spots that are going to get the brown anyway. I just want to make sure that I'm not taking away too much detail from the bird's face over here. Okay. I think that's turning good. Alright, and that's going to look pretty good when that dries. So, goodbye iodine yellow. Let's go ahead, let's hit some wildwood on the rest of this bird. I wanted a warm brown. I didn't want anything as pale as Dark Oath Flesh. I maybe could have gone for Fire Slayer Steel skin, or Fire Slayer skin, but we'll see how well this one goes. Okay, so here we go. Get that brown nice and good in there. There's a lot pooling in there in the face. I don't want that. It's fine. We can get that moved around. There we go. I like that in there like that. Do the back of the cape now. Brown meets blue. Alright, let me get the brush loaded up with the brown again. And I don't really need to keep a small amount on the brush. This is definitely a one thick coat thing. This is the best thing about the contrast is when you have a lot of activity happening on a spot, like you have the furriness of this dead animal here, the contrast will do 90% of the work. You just got to make sure you just don't have too little on your brush. Look at that. Okay, let's get the front of that shoulder there. Some more on my brush. And here we go. Trying to not spread it onto the gold. This is the issue with me. I'm a little bit less concerned about getting it on the hair here because the hair is going to be in a Templar black. So I'm not really that worried about it. I'm going to be a little bit less worried about the face too. Let's see, got this little corner in here. Sure. Flick it up in there. Okay. That looks great. Oh, the camera does not like that eagle part there. Okay, look, we got a... Oh, we're good now. Thought I missed a spot. Alright, I'll tell you what. We're going to go with, now, the sword. And we're going to do the sword in Grey Knight Steel. Give it a nice blue sheen to go with the blue cloth that she has. Let's see. You know, and that can make me go like, huh, well, what if I did the rest of her armor in the Grey Knight Steel and kept the cloth all white? But you know what? Don't have time for any regrets. Am I right, everybody? Let's see, here. And Grey Knight Steel is a metallic with a very blue sheen to it. And we're going to enhance that blue sheen when we shade it. We're going to shade it actually with a Coelia green shade. And that's going to really bring that blue out. Right now I'm just making sure that it doesn't pool too much in the sword. I'm just making sure I get all the edges right. Okay, that looks good. Alright, next let's go ahead, let's talk about doing her hair. So, I'm going to do the hair in Contrast Black Templar. I'm not going to be shy about using it. I found that sometimes with the contrast, hairs are kind of difficult because of just the smoothness on them. Let's see, though. This one's coming out nice, at least. I'm not gonna lie, the first thing I thought about, too, when I saw the hair on Emelda was Roy Mustang. That's exactly where that thought came from. I'm not going to be too worried about getting some Black Templar on the face, because I'll be going over that with a more solid color, but there we go. There we go. So we got some detail. I'll have to clean that spot up when I go over it. I might actually go over it first with some white, and then I'll hit it with Kislev flesh. Okay, I think that's good. So what I'm going to do is, we're almost done. I actually need to do yellow on the straps here. I need to do the face, and forgive me folks, I'm going to probably keep the camera off for those moments, just because I need to do a little bit more fine detail work that my camera positioning doesn't allow me to take advantage of. So we'll be right back, and I'll at least tell you what I did. And it's honestly not going to be that difficult. I can tell you right now, it's going to be the face is going to get hit with Kislev flesh. I'm going to shade it with Guilliman flesh contrast. And then I'm going to highlight it with Kislev flesh after that. So we're going to see how all that turns out. See you in a little bit. Bye. And here she is, mostly blocked. I didn't start doing the shading yet. I wanted to get the video of this before we did that. I decided that since I'm going to be doing the face shaded with Guilliman flesh, I'll go ahead and I'll do that over the gold too. And I think that's going to really kind of saturate the gold better. And then we're going to shade the sword here, and we're actually going to shade the gloves too with Apothecary White, a contrast paint. So let's go ahead, we'll start with first the Guilliman flesh contrast. And here's hoping this turns out really good. Alright, so I'm going to load up the Guilliman on my brush. I'm going to be using the medium base brush on this because we got a lot of gold area for this, so I'm not too worried about having to move the gold around. And this is a very broad area too for me to put this in. Now I can put this on the face. I feel like I've gotten enough off. So there we go. Okay, get this on the arms here. Get some more on the brush. And I'll even go over the yellow too, because I can go back over the yellow for a deeper shade. Getting the shading into it though is the issue, right? So, got that here. I'm gonna shade this a little bit. Shade down here. Got some pooling happening on the face. I don't like that. Okay. Can shade here. That's looking good. Okay. Let's see. Down here. Over here. We can start seeing a lot of these details really pop from this. Oh, we got some yellow straps here. I can take care of that. I can also just keep them metallic too. They're not the most important detail to stand out from. Let's see. There we go. Loading up the brush some more. I'm going ahead and do the right hip here. Excellent. Now let's do the boots. As you can tell, I made a little bit of a mistake. I thought I was going to make the boots down here white, and then I just started getting all in with the gold, and I realized after I did one boot, I remembered, oh, I wasn't supposed to do it in gold. So instead, the entire greave is gold, and honestly, I'm okay with that. I think it's nice. Maybe could have used the white accent, maybe, but it's not a detriment to the entire model having it like that. So I think it came out okay. Maybe a little bit too much contrast on this. Should get some here to get a bit more definition there. A bit more definition there. And get some more on the chest here. And let's go ahead, let's contrast this and go back over that again with the yellow. All right. I think we're looking good with that gold. That is a nice gold. Okay. So we're going to do the green shade on the sword now. Really bring the blue out in it, I think. And let's see. Give it this nice kind of magical feel to it. So there we go. We got that shade right into the groove of it right there. That's going to look good when that dries, if it dries in that position. That's going to be the hard part, though. Getting it to dry in that way. Because it's going to start immediately wanting to soak right down to the bottom. So now it's almost as if I got to hold it like this. Speaking of which, got to shade the back of it too. There we go. There we go. Now we can see. Okay. Honestly, this is okay. I'm going to do Apothecary White Contrast over the gloves and knee pouch. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off because I need to let this dry for a little bit. And I'll get the contrast done on the white part. But when we come back, we'll see probably a done Emelda. All I need to do left would be I'd want to put in some Kislev highlights on the face. And I can do that also in between the videos. I'll try and save the highlights though for when I come back. So when I come back, we should see at least the whites done, and then we're going to go ahead and highlight the face. See you soon. So and here we are. I have the whites shaded, and you can kind of see now that the gloves have some definition, a little bit of bend in them. And that's really what Apothecary White's really good for. It'll kind of help bring out some details in a white thing that you don't have to deal with the hassle of you shade it brown and then you have to go back over it over white scar or something like that. So last detail is we're going to go ahead and highlight the face in Kislev flesh. So I'm going to get my small layer brush, and we're just going to go over the raised details of the face. So we're going to do the forehead here, the nose, the cheekbones, the chin down here, and then we're going to come back and take a look at this all dried up, and then we should be done. I might try and do some details like the eye or something too. We'll see. See y'all really soon. Okay, paint's dry, And I think Miss Braskov here is done. I'll say maybe not as impressive as my Jelson Derek, but you know what? She honestly looks good, and for my first attempt at trying to have kind of a East Asian skin tone, I think it works out very well. I probably need a little bit more detail on the eyes, but here's a secret about me. I am awful at eyes. Absolutely awful. Anyway, here is Emelda Braskov, tank and righteous paladin for the Cursed City Heroes. Hopefully you get a chance to play with her at Mechacon. Bye.